See, you cannot see me because not important, but that's okay. The food is. Earlier today, I did a class, an Irish class for the double coddle, which is your potatoes, leeks, onion, carrot, bay leaf, salt and pepper, beer. You could use apple cider vinegar instead, and chicken broth or vegetable broth, depending. But then you have your sausage and bacon, so it is not a vegan friendly dish. With that, I coupled it with a curry apple cake made with uh, apples, pecans, cinnamon, egg, and sugar. Put it all together and made a beautiful cake. And if you're wondering to know what that looks like, then you can head over to my Instagram account at Skinny South and look at those photos. Now, with this, I'm a holistic chef and I teach nutrition through culinary. I have helped companies all around the world for 22 years. I have been doing this very thing. I've developed Skinny South, incredible treats, where I've taken protein products, protein powder, pea protein isolate, no sugar, and developed delicious brownies. Uh, it's called Skinny South. And oxymoron, I am from the South, and I developed products that are Southern delights into something delightfully healthy. You can check me out at skinnysouth.com. Now, these videos I'm uploading, I've been asked to start doing this by a lot of my customers and guests. And so I decided to do so. I used to do this and not so much, and I said, okay, I'll do it again. So what I'm going to teach you is the holistic approach, which I'm sure there's a lot of people out there on YouTube. Probably why I was like, why do this, right? I'm going to teach you about the sunny side of your food. Potatoes, rich in minerals, potassium, and water. When you pair with sodium, the sodium is going to absorb it because sodium is a magnet to potassium. As you know, you have a sodium-potassium pump in your body. We have to have it in a balance. Anytime that you have too much salt in a dish, you'll peel the potato, put it in the dish, let it absorb the extra sodium, and remove the potato if you've put too much salt in your dish. If you notice, I have some water here boiling. Earlier on today, I did a Dublin coddle and a curry apple pie, and I'm going to take the ingredients left over from the Dublin coddle. Coddle meaning when you actually put the lid on it and let it cook and steam, you're coddling the food. Here, I'm going to make a potato leek soup. And in the ingredients, you will see that we are going to use a chicken broth today, apple cider vinegar, sea salt, leeks, carrot, onion, and potato. Now, I'm first going to I'm going to make a sea salt. So I'm going to put a fourth of salt into my water. I am going to add a little bit more water and let that come to a boil, slightly evaporate. I have roasted garlic in the oven right now at 400 degrees. I'm roasting it. Just a little bit of water there. So it's like a half a cup in this large skillet. Now, I've chopped up the potatoes because they were sliced, because in the coddle dish, they're sliced and placed on top as your last layer. Therefore here, I'm just going to push them to the side for now. Now the next thing, I love leeks. Leeks, if you ever get to work with the leek, it is huge. It's a beautiful thing. It's in between, you know, the sulfur driven onion that's very potent, let's say, and a very lighter side. It's a lighter onion. They're used in Oriental type dishes. You use the whole thing in a lot of dishes. So like in the Oriental dishes, you'll see it use the entire leaf there. Today, we are going to use the white side and the dark side. So notice in a leek, this is a leek. I've cut this and I have put it in water. Now I'm going to let it sprout, do a shoot up here, put it in water, and I'm going to hydroponic it, so to speak, and I'm going to let the shoot come up, and it is, I'm going to plant it in the garden. Excuse me. I have vesting. We have to take this leek, and we're going to take a paring knife, and I'm going to slice it down where that, I like to create little vests. That's what I call it. Just open that up, and we have all this dirt. So anytime, so I'm just showing you, even though I've had it cut over here, I want to show you. And so see all this dirt. So in the leek, what you want to do is you take it and take the layers off here, and you want to wash this. So I'm going to go and wash this. So, so a little bit of pause music. Wash that off. Yes, I'm doing live, uncut, unedited Tracy cooking. Because it's real, all right? I'm real, I'm raw, I'm here for you. Well, this is raw, just raw version. There are so many different types of cooking shows. There's all these experts. There's all the folks that say this and that and this, cutting this, cutting that. And you have your experts. You have your master chefs. You have people. A lot of home chefs are coming up into the reins, which is great. And I'm very excited about that. Now remember, I am roasting the garlic right now. Got another potato. Always put your knives at the top here, not to the side. That is a safety thing. And of course, always keep your fingers inward so you don't cut them off. Very important, right? Man, I keep finding potatoes. Like, okay, any day now. Now, I'm going to place these potatoes into my water. I'm going to let those get soft. And the other one I'm going to let get soft here. So I'm going to put this in. I'm going to decorate with the dark greens and chop that up and have that as a decor at the top. Or add a few carrots. And so the green is going to be utilized for that. And then I have a few onions here. Actually, it's a yellow onion that I'm using. The onion is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Onions have been around forever. Onion and garlic are super, I love using them. They're great health-wise. These little guys actually flip the good and bad cholesterol. So it increases good cholesterol, and you put it with beef items, and it will decrease that bad cholesterol, which is awesome. And with this yellow onion, you're going to get a nice little flavor in their dish, or excuse me, brown onion, I should say, or yellow onion, you could say. So either one of those, if you find those, that's what it is. It does have a strong flavor. We want it to have that really dark, deep flavor. Now the red onion, I use that more in marinaras. It's a sweet onion. It gives it that sweet hint to it. All right, so we're getting this nice and soft right here. Okay. And that is important. Now, this is also the other thing about this yellow onion. Nutritionally, I'm sure you're wondering, like, what is the nutrition? What if I don't have a yellow or brown onion? What do I use? I want you to know. So right now, we have in your dish potassium rich. We have potatoes, which is potassium rich. We have that yellow, quote, brown onion, which is potassium rich. So a cup of the onion is going to have 116 milligrams of potassium, very low sodium, only 10 milligrams. But B6, awesome. So right now, with our potato, which is very rich in vitamin B, as you all know, the Yukon potato, and what I'm using today, is a more starchy, and those are great. And that's what you in a lot of the Irish dishes. That's what I use in my shepherd's pie, all the the pies, and then here. But funny thing is, the Yukon Gold potato. It's not like an Irish potato. It's from Canada. It was developed in 1960 in Ontario, Canada. Like, what? So, anyways, that's what that is. However, what are our substitutes for that Yukon? I don't have Yukon. Russet, Inca Gold. Those are popular ones. You can use either one. A lot of people like to substitute for those Yukon Golds because they're trying to watch their carb intake. But with this, don't think of it that way. I mean, it is 24 net carbs, yeah. It does contain protein, which is about 3 grams, right? But it is cholesterol free. It is fat free. So when you have fat free, cholesterol free, and you have a high carbohydrate, it's actually okay. Because what is that you don't want like a high sugar with a carbohydrate. You don't want a high fat, high carbohydrate. So just think of like a French fry. And you don't want like the French fry approach, as I like to say. So with this, so low fat, high carb, it's okay. You eat this before a good run, you're golden, man. Speaking of Yukon golden. Now, what did I say about the leek? I was talking about the leek for you earlier. I love the leek. My daughter loves the leek. It's her favorite vegetable, which is super cute. It is low in carbohydrates. So the highest thing in this, right, like we have our carrots, which is a few, and our potato, which is the highest. The leek is, trace amounts of vitamin C. It is low in carbohydrate and it is low in sodium. Now, with that, I'm going to tell you it is from the Mediterranean area and Middle East. It is a mild, sweet, onion-like flavor, but it is very light, and it complements potatoes all day long because it's light, very it's low in potassium. You don't want too high potassiums because that's a little too much, and it can uh, have that, especially if you don't cook them and you eat. Because remember this way, minerals when cold are lower amount. Minerals when cooked in vegetables, but not in fish, is opposite. They increase. So if we had spinach and we cooked it, it would increase. So we have our onion. So that's our onion. We have that in there. Now I'm going to add the bone broth. I like to use the bone broth. It is going to add a little protein to our dish. Now, if you are vegan, then I suggest, vegetable broth. I'm going to add this to this here. Continue letting it to boil. From here, I'm going to add my rosemary and sage. have dry sage right here, and just keep it on, it's on high. We want it to boil that. Now, sage is going to take the earth tones out. Sage, I'll tell you a little bit about sage. What I love about it is an antioxidant. It's one of the many antioxidants, herbs. Cloves is actually the highest antioxidant out of all of them. It helps your teeth, your oral health. My gums are healthier. Guess what, ladies? It eases menopause symptoms. It reduces blood sugar levels. So now, we have that potato in there. So the sage complementing the potato. So when I say the potato having the sugar levels, so does the carrot. Carrot is the highest vegetable of the sugar. And putting the sage with it will actually bring those sugar levels down a little, balance it out more. So, like when you have net carbs and you have carbs, so you have carbs, let's say 20 grams of carbs, and you have 10 grams of fiber. What you're taking in is 10 grams of net carbs. Here, with the potatoes plus the sage, it's reducing, slowing down that glycemic load, so you can enjoy the potato a little more if you have spikes. Like I was actually, through food, I have controlled and now will no longer have hypoglycemia. But when I was younger, I did. And with the education that I gave myself, as through also school, I was able to understand how to control it. It lowers the bad cholesterol, and it supports your brain health. I'll tell you a little story. I had TBI. Yeah, that. Traumatic brain injury. And I went through a program called Love Your Brain, amazing, coupled with foods and understanding food and what it does for your body. I have really a meditation. I mean, all kinds of holistic fun, stuff for myself. Getting to bed early, drinking a lot of water. I went from not being able to walk, talk. I stammered. I would lose my eyesight when I randomly couldn't drive. I couldn't do a lot of things. But with this, and the understanding is that through food, I healed myself. I do go to the doctor. I do get checkups in regards to making sure my brain remains healthy, and it has. So that happened. This is 2022, and then that occurred in 2005, and then it happened. It had actually happened. I had it happen three more times. What's that memory? Go Sage. You try to forget the terrible things, but that's the truth, right? So with that traumatic brain injury, I was able to, I'm able to heal myself. Okay. Now, milk-wise, when we're creating this potato leek soup, if I get the words out. Maybe I know I'm not hungry. I know that. I have been working a lot today. We do need to add we need to thicken it. How do you thicken it? You just add flour. So we have potatoes, onions, leeks. We're going to add we got our bone broth in there. And of course, rosemary is also an antioxidant, and it has the same beautiful benefits as sage. Rosemary is amazing, amazing, amazing. And there's different types of rosemary, matter of fact. And of course, there's you got your oils and things of that nature. But it does help your body and your skin. Your skin, we're always trying to put stuff on the outside of our skin to make it look beautiful. But we also need to remember that we need to put it on the inside as well. Now, rosemary also improves blood circulation, which, remember sage, I told you that it helps your brain health. That circulation is really super important. So having an herb that promotes the circulation will, coupled with the sage, so rosemary and sage, now we have a great, they're working together for your brain, right? Beautiful. Boom, boom. All right. I'm going to shake up a little apple cider vinegar. I am going to put just a tad bit in. Just excuse my, I love this stuff. Love it, love it, love it. It is a beautiful company. I actually sat next to her on a plane one time, and I thought I had died and gone to heaven, but I knew that we weren't dead or anything. But it was so amazing to meet her, and I was so excited. It was like, there's two people that I have met, and she was being one of them that I was just absolutely ecstatic to meet. And so there you go. Now I'm gonna go check this rosemary. I can smell it. I mean rosemary, garlic. Really? Oh, it's nice and roasted. That's perfect. All right, I'm gonna get my cutting board. Put this down. I'm not gonna use these two. Okay. Put that over onto the side. Now, why do you ask, why did I roast the garlic? Like, what are you doing? The benefits of roasted garlic, or garlic in general, it helps with dementia. So you can just call this a brain health dish. It lowers blood pressure, promotes circulation, prevents colds. Now, with roasted or raw, you're getting the same benefits. The same with onion. It doesn't matter if you cook an onion, fry an onion, or eat an onion raw. Same thing with the garlic, that you still get those benefits. So some foods, when like you cook it too long or make it mushy, like like when you're doing turnip greens, you smush it and make it like terrible. It has terrible taste. So don't recommend that. But it will. But with this, it's going to keep the health benefits. Roasted garlic, what does it taste like, right? It's going to have a nice sweet flavor. So instead of adding sugar to your dish, remember I have carrots here and I told you that they were super sugary, but I don't have that many. So I roasted the garlic to bring a little sugar flavor to the dish without adding sugar. So sugar is an really inflammation type food that counterproductive to add sugar to this dish, right? So that's why we're doing this. It gets slightly caramelizes as it roasts in the oven, and it has a milder flavor than raw. So I don't want raw garlic in here because I don't want to taste garlic. And being a soup, it's going to be pretty, potent as a raw garlic, I feel. Okay, from here, I'm just going to chop it up. It's going to chop very easily. It's going to sound kind of crunchy. It's just going to open it up. Potato. Now, I am not going to cut and put. I actually will chop everything up. Sometimes I'll smash it like that to get it flat so it's just a little easier to cut. Sometimes the smaller ones have cooked through. Oh, so awesome. Just like this. I'm already at 25 minutes. I can talk my head off, can't I? Hope you're getting educated. That's all. That's my goal here. That is my goal. Now you're like, Trace, when are you going to stir this, right? Well, now. And are you going to put salt and pepper in it? Yes, I am. You like my voice exchange? Trace, what's up? Yes, I am going to put salt and pepper in it. Oh, it's so nice, so nice. If you wanted to, you could add chicken to this if you wanted like a chicken soup. Since we already had the chicken broth, you can add the chicken to it. Now from here, I mean, obviously you want to turn off your oven. I'm going to actually add oat milk to this dish, and I'm going to do a 2-ounce pour and stir. Now, the reason why I'm using an oat milk is because I'm going to use an oat flour to thicken it. And a lot of people that I know have a hard time digesting milk products. It gives them digestive issues, gas, flatulence, as they call it. You can use the, A2 or A3. Totally up to you. I am going to take that big boy out, though. It's kind of a little long. A little long there. All right, there we go. Nice balance. Nice balance. All right, now, a little salt, a little pepper. Always put it in your hand so you can see. Table salt. This white stuff right here. 2,380 milligrams of sodium chloride is in a teaspoon. For pink Himalayan sea salt, which is this stuff right here, it contains a lot of minerals. Remember, we're working with minerals, so you can choose to use the pink Himalayan sea salt, add some minerals to it, and it's 1,630-ish, I think, milligrams per teaspoon. So that's the difference of the sodium chloride. And so table salt does not contain the minerals, whereas your Himalayan sea salt does. Now, Himalayan. Why? Why Himalayan? It doesn't have a bitter taste either. It's soft and gentle, and it has a little sweetness. Remember, we added a little sweetness with the roasted garlic, so we have another little sweetness added. Very beautiful. There's a lot of articles about it and about the Himalayan sea salts. Now, the pink one that I just used, it comes from actually the oldest salt mine in the world, from Pakistan, Punjab. If I said that incorrectly, I do apologize. The province. So that is how beautiful that is. So if you want to look up and find out more information on that, you want to make sure you go to more of a go to the geologist sites, scientific geologist sites, to learn more about the pink Himalayan sea salts, or any salts for that matter. I would go for more of those websites than the ones that are like bloggers. No offense to bloggers, I'm sure they got their information from there, but not, to just be, I'm sure they got it from them. Not, no offense to anybody, but I'm my background being science. I'm a person that digs for the truth. I'm a truth seeker, man. And if you just want to back up that blogger, if you whatever source you're looking at, make sure you go to a scientific source that's solid as well. All right, that's all I'm saying. I don't know about you, but my house smells great. Okay. I'm going to thicken it just a little bit, if you notice. So I got a tablespoon here. And one more tablespoon. Yes, I use my hands. And I'm just going to thicken it slightly. Now, from here, stir this in. Sure it gets nice and smooth. Now, from here, this is an idea. See, I'm about to add more chicken broth, and then I'm going to put it on a low and let it cook the rest of the way for 10 minutes before I serve it. Now, at this point, if you wanted to, you could actually take polenta, slice the polenta, put it in a skillet with some oil, and sear it on both sides, and then pour this over that polenta. Top it with a goat cheese and little rosemary as a garnish, just a pretty little garnish, and amazing. So that's a variation of that. Since we are going to continue with this particular soup, I'm going to pour in the remainder of my bone broth, stir it in. Now, I'm going to put 2 bay leaves in this. I am going to put it on low and let it cook for about 10 minutes. Well, that's a lot of bay leaves, not just 2. And let it cook down, and then remove the bay leaves and have a soup. And that is that. Take your little ladle, fast forward the time. Take your ladle, pour it in. You can serve it with your favorite little chunk of Irish soda bread, minus the raisins. And have a little spoon. Delicious. Perfect. Just what I needed. Enjoy.